Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another special episode of the Media Boat Podcast, your weekly rundown where we talk about movies, TV, music, and video games, but not necessarily in that order. My name is Mike. His name is Matt.
My name is Matt. His name is Mike. Thank you for joining us for the Media Boat podcast today. It is May the 29th, 2026. By the time you listen to us next, it will be June. We'll be almost halfway through this year, if you can believe it. And this is episode 540. Clean, even numbers. Gotta love them.
Yep, especially as we get through the end of May.
Yeah.
As per Michael Bublé. All right, let's get into this episode with the music section. Start the music section with the Billboard. Start the Billboard with the Hot 100. And the hottest song in the land is Janice STFU by Drake.
That's just what the song is called. Sorry to anyone whose name is Janice.
Or Drake. At 2, Ran to Atlanta by Drake. At 3, Whisper My Name by Drake. At 4, Shebang by Drake. And you never guess what's at 5. Jules in Texas by Ella Langley.
Indeed.
Say, did a new Drake album drop?
Not only one, but 3.
All right. Well, let's get to the Billboard 200, your album chart, where we have Iceman by Drake at number 1. At 2, Habibti by Drake. At 3, Maid of Honor by Drake. At 4, The Great Divide by Noah Kahan. And right, your top 5, Dandelion by Ella Langley.
Yep.
So Drake is here at the top for this week because new music drops. He gets the bump. We'll see if he hangs around next week.
Yeah.
Or if everyone's just over Drake and he just drops off.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, he can claim number ones on both the Hot 100 and the Billboard 200 in the same week. Actually, he can claim the top 3 spots for both. Can't do that, Taylor Swift, right?
No, not yet. She hasn't done that one.
Yet, parentheses. Yet. All right. Well, if you don't like any of that, Drake, we have new releases. Right. Starting with Lemonade, but not that Lemonade. This is Lemonade by aespa. I believe that's how it's spelled. aespa.
aespa sounds right. Yeah.
We also have House of Mirrors by All Them Witches.
All of them.
Inferno by Boards of Canada. All In Now by Dogstar. Crawl Space of the Pantheon by Guided by Voices. Yes, those Guided by Voices.
Yeah, those.
There's also For Love of Grace and the Hereafter by Ice Age.
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia's Been Good to Me by Kurt Vile.
Yep.
8 with an 8 right smack in the middle of it by Shinedown. Yes, that's Shinedown.
That's Shinedown.
Meow for Shinedown. We also have
That's Collective Soul.
Yeah, but the song is called Shinedown.
Whatever.
We also have Be Sweet to Me by Violet Grohl. Yes. Oh. That Grohl.
Yes, daughter of Dave.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, The Boys of Dungeon Lane by Paul McCartney. Yes, that Paul McCartney still putting out albums.
Yep, it's true.
All right. Let's get into the music news. And this is as of this morning. We've had artists just constantly drop out of a festival after, I don't know if they actually previously committed to it, but at least they were announced to be headlining. 5 out of 9 artists disapprove of the dentistry of Freedom 250 because they have announced roughly 48 hours earlier to be headlining Freedom 250, which was concerts on the national lawn in Washington, D.C. Well, they were announced, and now they've officially backed out and declared their intentions as such, which were set up by private and public partnership founded by Donald J. Trump, the man, not the president. We also have the fifth and latest to declare that he was pulling out was rocker Bret Michaels, of Poison fame, whose exit statement essentially said that the atmosphere around the show has been poisoned. Poison, poison, poison.
Yeah.
Also, not that poison.
Well, he is that poison, but
Yes,
not
but
that
also
poison.
the band, Poison. And he was unnerved by threats that were coming in over the controversial festival. With Brent Michaels' departure, he now joins Morris Day, Young MC, the Commodores, and Martina McBride on the list of those doing quick pullouts over the last 2 days.
Yes.
Only two of those nine acts have publicly declared their intent to go through with the gigs. None other than Vanilla Ice and Milli Vanilli's Fav Morvan. CNC Music Factory frontman Freedom Williams said he was still uncertain whether he'd go through with their appearance or not. That leaves only Florida out of the nine who has still not addressed the issue at all. Sorry, that's Flo Rida,
Yes, to
who
be
has not addressed
specific.
the issue.
I don't know. This is a weird one.
Oh,
I
I'm glad we're
think,
talking about it though.
yeah, well, some of the artists have said that, like, made statements about it and been like, "Oh, I didn't know it was political. I didn't know all this stuff." Like Brett Michaels' statement even says, like, "This isn't a like political decision that I'm making." And I'm like, "Is it though?"
Well,
Okay.
so there's two events going on in Washington at the same time, which causes to the confusion. There's the America 250 concert, and then there's the Freedom 250 concert. Just like there's the Miss America pageant and the Miss USA pageant.
Yeah.
Those are
It
two separate entities. One of them, actually, two of those ones, are both run by Donald Trump,
yeah.
almost as if it's specifically designed to sow confusion of which one is more legitimate.
Yeah.
And it's easy to get confused, especially when you just see it sheet of paper, like this is what's happening. And even when you go to like the government website, they say America 250, Freedom 250. They're used very interchangeably. They shouldn't be. They are now established two separate brands.
Yeah.
So PSA to everyone out there who is celebrating next month. I can say next month. We're practically in June
Yeah.
for the long July weekend, which I guess we're recording on the 3rd then, aren't we?
That sounds right.
That
Let
looks
me
right.
see. July 3rd is Friday. Yes.
Yes. I mean, unless we want to do it July 2nd, so we can go celebrate the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th.
I'm good. I don't really celebrate July 4th. I just open up my windows and then I'm hearing fireworks for like 5 hours.
Yes, shield your dogs.
Well, I don't have one of those.
No,
I'm the
but
one being
PSA,
annoyed by it.
shield your dogs because it
Yes.
is 250th anniversary.
Yeah, it's rough.
But
Anyways.
yeah, just goes hand in hand in line with this administration that once again stating the obvious here, we are not a political podcast.
Something like that.
But when shady stuff like this comes up and rudimentally hedges its rear ugly head into one of our fine pillars of this establishment, we must speak out.
I guess so. Something like that.
All right. But yeah, I'm glad we're talking about this. I'm glad that these artists, surprising Bret Michaels, did not see that until just now, or at least today, that he was dropping out. And Martina McBride also made out a very large and public statement saying that she was also confused. And as soon as she was made aware, immediately switched her position on the festival.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's confusing, but what are you gonna do?
Um, this will go as well as the half Super Bowl halftime alternative show went.
Probably. No one will care.
No one will care. It'll be pre-taped, and no one's going to watch it because the NBC Fireworks Spectacular Show and the PBS Fireworks Spectacular Show and the ABC Fireworks Spectacular Show and this. Oh, we don't talk about CBS Fireworks Spectacular Show anymore. So many fireworks happening this weekend or
Not
that
this
weekend,
weekend.
not this weekend, but
You're
the
getting
July weekend.
ahead of
That
yourself
why would you
there.
be in front of a TV anyways?
I know.
All right.
Anyways.
Anyways, did you listen to anything?
No, no, not really.
All right. Then let's move on then into video games, where we start with new releases,
Hmm.
including The Seventh Guest remake for the PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. House Flipper remastered collection for the PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X.
Yep.
But your two big releases of the week. It's here. Everyone get out of the way. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for the Xbox and the Switch 2 are here. If you did
Yep.
not play it on the PS5, shame
Hey,
on
and
you.
there's
But also, you can now
probably
play it.
there's probably plenty of those people who are waiting for this for their console to get it. So congratulations to them.
And we also have Nina the Hollower for everything. Wide release. You got it. You can play it.
Yep,
This has been getting really good reviews.
it has.
Oh, okay. Nothing
Hold
else to
on,
add
let
then.
me move this. It got moved. There we
I know,
go.
so I got moved. Okay. Yeah, Nina the Hollower's been getting good reviews. I don't know if I'll pick it up because I'm very busy playing Batman.
Yeah,
But if I guess you want to play a good game, Mina the Hollower might be for you.
seems like it.
All right. Well, we have so much video game news over this past week. We ran them all up into the bits, the bits, the
Yes,
bits.
we have some bits.
Yeah. And we're going to start over with Microsoft, as they have announced that the long awaited and heavily debated Fable will indeed come out eventually. Has it been pushed to February of 2027?
Yep, the Fable reboot has been now teased and delayed a handful of times. It was supposed to be the big game for fall this year for Xbox, and now that's not happening again. So this does also coincide with, of course, we're a week away from the Summer Games Fest announcements. So is it likely that Microsoft has something else maybe um, to maybe talk about for the fall to replace this? Possibly. We'll also probably get more information about Fable in that show as well. So stay tuned, I guess. But yeah, it won't be making 2026.
Yeah. Also, speaking of announcements, we are very, very close away. You don't have it here. Of PlayStation uh, is getting their announcement. I believe it's next week in June.
Well, that's why I didn't mention it, is because I was just going to kind of say blanket statement. Summer Games Fest is next week.
Yeah.
We record, of course, the day before. A lot of this stuff will happen, so we won't be able to do our full recap until the following week. But just FYI, if you care about that kind of thing, all those related showcases, including Sony's, will be next weekend.
Yes. Former E3
Yeah.
showcases. But we got a big reveal of one of the games. I mean, I assume it was going to be revealed there, but get it out of the way here already.
Right.
Is this year's Call of Duty.
Yep.
It's an annual thing, and they've titled it Modern Warfare 4.
Hey, finally a game name that is new. This the first series Modern Warfare never had a 4. So here we go. This is the first time that a game has been titled Modern Warfare 4.
Yes, unfortunately, you cannot play Modern Warfare 4 on your PS4
No, you cannot.
or your
And
Xbox One because it will only be
yes.
releasing on current gen hardware. And that does mean Switch 2 does count as current gen hardware.
Yes, that makes Modern Warfare 4 the first Nintendo Call of Duty title, I want to say, since Call of Duty World at War on Wii? No, it's probably after that. Maybe there was a Wii U Call of Duty. Anyways, it's been a long time. This is the first Switch release of any Call of Duty game. And just as a reminder, this will not be hitting Game Pass day and date.
Yep,
But
they've officially taken that
yeah,
off, but
yes.
as a response, you did get a price cut.
Yeah, so there's that.
Yes.
um, but yeah, we don't really know a whole lot. Like you said, the full reveal will be probably during the showcase next week. We do know, like, I think the trailer showed a setting, showed some footage. So yeah, you more or less know what to expect here. It's Modern Warfare. It's continuing that series.
Yep, I mean the trailer seemed like it took place in South Korea or Japan
Okay.
or China, uh, one of somewhere in that region.
Very specific. Thank you.
Yes,
Very
uh,
Pacific.
yes, very yes, way Pacific. And then shit goes down
As it always
as it
does.
always will do. And then Call of Duty will be yet another globe-trotting adventure.
Yeah.
And we'll see where it goes from
I'm
there. And
assuming
like I
all
said,
your
more
favorites are,
information to come.
yes, I'm sure all your favorites will return like Soap
Yes,
and
Soap and
Price,
Ghost and Price.
Ghost. Yeah.
Yes. Somehow they have survived.
Somehow every single game they live at the end. I don't know. Anyways,
Anyways, we have more bits to cover, and that
just a
is that
couple.
Valve. Ooh, we really can't talk about Valve. Valve
Yeah.
has announced that a Steam Deck is the latest piece of gaming tech to receive a price increase, with both of their models increasing price by over not 10, not 20, not 30, but 40%.
Yeah.
Rip to your wallet if you did not get one.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Valve is hurting when it comes to manufacture costs for the Steam Decks. Um, Even the older like models are getting this price bump. So yeah, you kind of missed the window if you wanted this to be under $500. Sorry. Also, this does not bode well for the upcoming Steam machine.
Mhm.
When that announcement came out, people were throwing around numbers like, I don't know, 500, 600, maybe $700 tops. No, not anymore. Like
Yep.
that price is going up, just like the PlayStation, just like the Xbox, just like the Switch. It's all going to be really, really expensive. Even this new Steam machine that they launch, it's yeah,
Especially since NVIDIA is expected to have a major announcement. Oh,
yeah.
June. I believe that's next week.
I'm sure it will be costly, whatever it is that they're announcing.
Yep.
Yeah, you made the right choice. Our listeners don't have to know exactly what happened,
Yes.
but you made the right choice with how you purchased a computer because I would not want to be in your space right now if you were trying to figure out what computer to buy because
Hmm.
now everything is over $500. You don't have a
Yep.
choice. Like the portables, a gaming PC, like if you want anything that can play a modern game, you're going to pay more than $500 now.
Yeah. Even iPads are starting, like a good iPad is starting at
Yeah.
499,
It's rough out there.
and it's only going to go up.
Have fun.
All right. Well, we have other bits to talk about,
Yeah.
like CD Projekt. They have officially announced that a third expansion for The Witcher 3, Witch Hunt, Songs of the Past,
Wild Hunt,
is
not Witch
coming
Hunt.
next year.
I wish it was Witch Hunt, but it's not. It's Wild Hunt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I say Witch Hunt? Witcher 3 Witch Hunt?
Yeah, you did.
Well, 'cause I thought we were moved on to Witcher 4.
So that's the thing is that what they say is that this is kind of a story bridge to what will happen in the upcoming Witcher 4. This is the final update that will be added to Witcher 3.
Ah, this is their final shape.
Basically, yeah, more or less.
But yeah, that'll be coming next year, which means Witcher 4 proper is, wait, that's 2020. Wait, we are 2026. 2027 then?
Maybe or
2028?
later. I
Maybe
don't
we'll
know if there
see
has.
Summer Games Fest.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if that game has a date yet. So yeah, it's pretty far out, I would guess.
All right. Or it is or is not. We will find out soon.
Why not?
But we also have in our final piece of bits Epic Games, as they have announced Unreal Engine 6, the
Yeah.
latest iteration of its popular game making technology, and unveiled an updated Rocket League as its first title. Oh
Yeah.
man. Now you know we went through Unreal Engine 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6.
There are two things that were very weird about this announcement. One was how they announced it, which was kind of out of nowhere. Like
Mhm.
there was no like hype. They didn't like have any sort of rollout for this. They weren't hinting at anything. They just decided one afternoon to just be like, "Oh, by the way, Unreal Engine 6." And it's so strange. Like they have like job postings on their website for people, and it says 2 years experience working on Unreal Engine 6, and everybody's like, "Wait, what? It's just been announced. How can you have experience working with it?" Um,
Because time travelers exist.
yeah, I guess. The second reason why it's weird is because of what we talked about just a moment ago. What graphics cards are going to be able to run these games? The existing ones or upcoming ones? Two, how is anybody going to afford them? If you do need a new card to do this, how are game publishers supposed to work on game developers supposed to work on Unreal Engine 6 games if they themselves can't afford to buy workstations that are powerful enough to make games in Unreal Engine 6? Like, what are we doing? This is not a good time.
Oh, but you're forgetting the upcoming NVIDIA chip has AI in it, so it will do all the work.
God, I hope that's not what they're going to do. Because if this is just like, oh, yeah, everything's DLSS, like all this is made possible with DLSS, like that'd be really disappointing.
Well, I assume
Um,
that's why they did it because they have to announce this saying that, oh, by the way, when we do the official announcement for the upcoming GPU,
yeah,
that hey, it already runs Unreal Engine 6.
it's just,
That's how good it is.
it's
You
so
must buy it.
weird, like compared to when I think back to like the
Oh, I
Unreal
didn't say
th
anything. It's normal. I do think it's
no,
weird.
when I think back to like Unreal 3 and Unreal 4, those corresponded with console launches, not with PC stuff. One, and like two, it was nothing like it is now, where like we're even questioning about whether we even want it. People are excited previously when they announced a new Unreal Engine. This is just like feels like a fizzle. It feels like this is just the absolute wrong time for people to get excited about games looking better. I do have to say though, those cars look shiny.
Yes, but I know that personally, this puts a really, really big hamper on Kingdom Hearts 4 coming out because it means they have to switch engines yet again to Unreal Engine
I
6 now.
I will say, don't get excited too soon for any of your already announced games to announce that they're switching to Unreal 6. I think this is brand new. I don't know like how long the rollout for developers will be. Like I said, there's going to be issues, I think, with that. And so, yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. I think Kingdom Hearts will probably still be an Unreal 5 game. And hopefully we'll
Ah,
find out more
yes.
next
But we
week.
also thought Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to be on the Lumos engine until it got switched mid-development. So
I
why not do it
know.
again?
Because
We've been
hopefully
hurt
they
before.
Yeah, but hopefully they're not trying to spend another who knows how many $1 million on that game. Like there's no way. Like that has to come out soon because they've waited so long. Maybe like I
And
said, we'll
yet they
find out
make
next
us
weekend.
wait even longer.
We'll see If they talk about it next weekend, is what I'll say. All right.
All right, anyway, that's my bold prediction. We actually get Kingdom Hearts news next week.
Cross your fingers.
Oh, everything's crossed at this point. All right. Have you played anything? Do you have any new update to the island?
Yeah, I didn't play anything new of note. Yeah, I'll just mention. I think I mentioned that we were going to add Megan the Stallion and Conan O'Brien. We have done so since last week. No major revelations quite yet. I think the only thing that really happened was that. Oh, what was it? No, I don't really think any movement has happened with the relationship. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. I've been playing more Batman. Just slowly going through it. I'm in literally zero
No
rush with
rush.
that game.
Yeah, luxuriate in it.
Oh yes. But it's very easy, quick to pick up, do a mission, play an hour, be done with it, come back to it later.
Cool.
I know I'm gonna have a long cleanup to do later.
There you go.
All right. Well then, let's keep zooming through this episode into television, where we start with the Sports Corner.
You sure do.
And speaking of zooming, we got to talk about what happened last weekend with the Indianapolis 500. I assume you did not watch this.
No, of course not.
Ooh, it was a face, fast, feisty, fierce
Feist,
finish. I would say
something.
fierce, and I would say fast. So it came up feast, feist.
Feist.
You know, the artist, feist.
Feist, yeah. One, two, three, four. The cars
Yes,
zoom around the floor.
yes, they do. Well, we have our winner. Felix Rosenquist won the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500 in a one-lap shootout where he won by point zero or 0.0233 seconds,
There was a
literally coming
shootout.
around the leading car to beat him out by a literal nose. Photo finish to win the Indy 500.
Wait, so they're shooting now, and also the cars have noses?
Oh yeah, like how the end of Cars, the movie,
Yeah.
where he like where it's all a tie based off the tongue.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Same
he
thing
wouldn't have had a
here.
tongue, technically.
Yes, same thing basically happened.
Good to
However,
know.
over in NASCAR, Daniel Suarez easily won the Coke 600.
Delicious.
We are officially in the halfway point of NASCAR season, and Tyler Reddick leads all drivers at the halfway point by like 150 points.
Okay.
Just because he's won the most races. That's how you get the most wins.
Makes
So
sense.
far he's looking like the favorite, but we also have the entire back half of the NASCAR season to go through.
All right.
But what we do have ending this upcoming weekend is the UFL, baby. Week 10 is here. We've done it together. All of us have made it through another season of the UFL.
He did. All of us.
The Orlando Storm are currently holding the best record at 7-2, where they will meet the St. Louis Battlehawks and the DC Defenders in the playoffs. Vying for that final spot is the Louisville Kings and the Birmingham Stallions as they
Down.
play, well, not against each other, but they need to win to get in.
Okay.
And then we get into 2 weeks of playoffs with the finals just around the corner, where we crown yet another champion for the UFL. Are you excited?
No, but I have some questions.
Oh, I
So
go ahead.
you kind of haven't been talking about it, not this season, but kind of generally not really. I'm curious, has it gotten better? Like, how's the product at this point? Because I feel like for those who are not paying attention to it, they might be wondering if it's a decent enough NFL replacement for the offseason. Do you think it's there? Do you think it's been there? Or do you think they're making small improvements season after season?
I think there's a lot of issues with the league itself, and you pretty much not in a good way.
Well, issues are not usually good things, so yeah.
Well, for example, your rushing leader is Javarian Howard. with 442 rushing yards on the season. However, he has also scored zero touchdowns over those 9 games.
Whoops.
Compare that with Deion Jackson, who's at 400 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns, who leads in rushing touchdowns.
Okay.
But then you also have over the quarterbacks, Jack Plummer. Everyone remembers Jack Plummer with
No.
just shy of 2,000 passing yards and 15 touchdowns. Then there's Austin Reed, who has 1,700 passing yards and 18 touchdowns. But he's also got 9 interceptions. So normally, like in the NFL, like a 2,000 yard season is considered pretty good.
Sure.
But you also have 18 games compared to 10 here, or at least 9 that they've played so far.
Yeah.
So it varies. Completion percentages are roughly around the same, about 60 to 65% for being like really good. But there's only like 5 who are really good, and then everyone else is below that in the 50% for completion range. So it's very much like a mixed bag. And also, no one has been like absolutely dominating as they have had in past years. Like I said, like the Orlando Storm are 7-2.
Right.
They're like they win and then they lose. They win, they get going and then they lose. They get going and they lose. So it's fun enough to watch, but I could see the popularity decline, especially in the broadcast. Like all that like new fancy like cameras and angles that they would go and run through, be like, hey, like this is what we could do here in the XFL. The shine's kind of worn away now. It's like, okay, yes, we've
Mhm.
seen this.
The novelty is over.
Hmm.
So, if you were in charge, then what changes would you think that they should make to draw in more viewers?
They need to have a better draft format. They need to be able to pull bigger names from college to the
Yeah,
UFL.
name recognition would be a good one. That would be a good step forward because if you did have fans of the college player, then they would move over and follow their career.
Perfect example here is Diego Pavia, who was a runner-up finalist for the Heisman Trophy winner for the
Hmm.
Heisman Trophy. He didn't win. He came in third, but he went and is now the backup over in Baltimore instead of going to the UFL, where he could be a starter and pretty much run his game that he wants because he's both a mobile quarterback that can easily like scramble, get out of the pocket, and like find open targets and extend plays and make it exciting to watch.
Hmm.
Instead, he's now the backup to Lamar Jackson, where he has to wait for Lamar Jackson to get injured
Oh
before he gets a
no,
chance to play in the NFL.
man.
Also, Lamar Jackson this year is going to be in a new offensive system. So
Wow,
yeah, I think lack of name recognition is
that's a
probably a
big one.
big. It's a big one from the UFL.
That's a big problem.
Mhm.
All right. Okay, cool. I think that answered my questions. So it's not there, and you're worried now that people are losing interest, which means it might not ever get there, which is kind of sad. So do you think somebody gives another stab at this if the UFL fails?
Oh, we'll get to that in college. Actually, we'll get to that right now because that's part of the college story.
All right.
So in college, the NCAA, actually, in conjunction with Congress, the U.S. Congress, the Protect College Sports Act was
Yes.
introduced
I
this
saw an
past
ad
week.
for this. They're advertising this. I saw it while I was watching something I'll talk about in a moment because it connects with the NCAA. But yes.
Yep. It aims to limit athletes transferring to schools to one-time penalties. It aims to limit athletes' eligibility to 5 years maximum,
Mhm.
and it aims to prohibit former professional athletes from playing in college, which goes directly to not just the UFL, but that basketball story that we had a couple months ago
Right.
for Alabama, for the Alabama basketball players, where they were drafted. They technically played in the G League. They were played professionally to play basketball, but then he went back to college to play for Alabama.
Right.
Same thing here. Like you can go and play professionally for the UFL, and if it doesn't work out, you can technically go back to school and finish up your 5 years. But under this Protect College Sports Act, you would no longer be able to do that.
Hmm.
This act also prohibits schools from poaching coaches from another school during the middle of the season.
Yeah.
And it gives the NCAA a spending cap that schools can pay its athletes of $20 million.
Got it.
Of course, as we talked about a couple of weeks ago, schools find a way, boosters find a way
Oh, yeah.
around the cap.
There are loopholes, which means they'll find loopholes here too, because that's always how it's been in college sports.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say about this story?
It's not a law yet.
Hmm.
It's not act. It's not enacted yet. It is currently going through Congress. Has to be approved by the House, the Senate, and then signed in order for this to actually take effect. So it's still in the early stage. Well, it's out of the drafting phase. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But still early stages. So yeah, where did you see your support this?
It just so happens that I've been watching some NCAA programming. The College Women's World Series is happening right now this week.
Regionals. Wait, no,
Yes.
yes, they're going
The
into
first,
Oklahoma this
like,
weekend.
the first rounds. Yes. So they're in Oklahoma already.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I watched Alabama upset UCLA in a big game yesterday. So I mean, they were the first seed, so it makes sense that they won. But UCLA has a lot of championships under their belt, so it was a little bit of a surprise. It was quite a
Hmm.
game. So that continues on. So yes, I saw an ad for this during that game, and I was like, "Is this new?" I was thinking to myself that while it was happening, and now thank you for confirming. Yes, it is new, and that's why they need to get the word out.
Yeah. I mean, both the women's and men's College World Series are going on right now.
Yes.
Um, Texas is number two seed. Texas currently up
Yep.
2-0.
Yep.
UCLA, they lost, not out of
Right.
it.
It just they go to different brackets.
Yet, it's a two two losses,
Hmm.
double elimination,
Yeah. Double.
except in the finals.
Yeah. So we'll get there when we get there.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess they call the whole thing the World Series, which is confusing.
Yeah, they've adopted both the World Series for both the softball and the men's baseball.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying it's confusing because it's not like when you're talking about the Baseball World Series, this is 7 games between two teams.
Yes.
This is called the World Series, but it's not that. So it's confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyways, um, yeah. Speaking of baseball, professional baseball.
Yes. Well,
Uh,
professional men's baseball.
yes, professional men's baseball.
I guess you can
We've
say professional baseball for the next 2 months, but then in August you have to specify.
Okay, professional men's baseball. Well, we had something happen that hasn't happened since 2024.
Yes.
The Astros threw a no-hitter. Well, a combined no-hitter.
Yeah. A combined no hitter.
Yes. The first one since the last combined no-hitter in 2024.
It was such a present for the Astros offense. In fact, it was such a present, it was literally delivered by a Santa.
Yes, it was. Oh,
I've been
Santa.
literally holding that joke up here in my brain since I saw the end of that game. I'm like, wow,
Yes,
this
because
guy's
you're doing
name
against
is
the Angels.
Santa. It's great. I love that this guy's name is Santa. It's so funny. Anyway,
Yes, but he's on the Astros, so you can't be
well,
like that happy excited about it.
nobody's perfect.
Yes. Well, nobody's perfect. All right. Speaking of nobody's perfect, collective bargaining is happening, and the MLB owners have proposed a hard salary cap of $245 million with a base payroll of $171 million.
Folks, they're trying it again.
Hey, remember last time they they tried this.
Yeah. Was it 2018?
No, there were talks in 2008
Oh,
and it didn't happen. And
that
then there
long
were
ago.
talks in 1994. And then
Well,
we had a
that
lockout in
famously the
1994.
94 thing led to the lockout, but yeah, we were able to avoid that. I didn't realize it was back in 2008. I thought it was more recent than that they pitched this. No pun
No,
intended.
that was the most recent one.
Holy. I mean, of course,
It
it's
was talked
interesting.
about in
Yeah.
2019, but it wasn't brought to the table because COVID happened in
Mhm.
2020. So
Right.
they decided to
Right.
eliminate it from the talking points.
That must be what I was thinking about. Because I remember when I first, like my early days of baseball fandom, I
Hmm.
remember them talking about it. So that
Yes.
makes sense. So yeah, this makes sense to happen now, though, considering the conversations that have happened over the last year about a couple specific teams I could think of, the Dodgers and the Mets. Now, of course, the Dodgers have had more success this season than the Mets have. But still, there was a lot of off-season chatter about the Mets before we realized that they weren't as good as we thought they were going to be about how much they were spending. So, yeah, this comes at an interesting time. You have other leagues in other sports that have successfully implemented a salary cap. So maybe it's time, finally, after what, hundreds of years of baseball?
Hundreds of games of baseballs.
That too. That too.
But yeah, the Dodgers, the Mets, the Yankees, the Blue Jays, the Phillies, the Red Sox, the Braves, and the Padres are currently spending more than
Yeah.
that $245 million line.
That those teams make sense. Yeah, when you think about the kind of acquisitions they've made, that 100% checks.
Right. But then you have to look at the opposite because the floor is $171 million.
Yeah.
So about a $70 million difference in payroll. This is just payroll alone. And their teams playing under that
Mhm.
payroll,
Yeah.
including the Reds, the Nationals, the Marlins, the Rays, the Brewers,
Mhm.
the Twins, the Pirates, the White Sox, the Guardians, the Cardinals,
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the reasons
the
why
Rockies, and
go
the
on.
A's.
It's one of the reasons why they've been that the Brewers management has been celebrated the last couple of years, which is because they're able to have a really successful, high quality team without spending nearly as much as their league rivals. It's very impressive. But not all of those teams are great. The one that you just listed, you've listed specifically the Rockies on that list, and we all know how they've been performing. So it's like kind of, it doesn't really say how much you spend, does not really 100% determine how good you are, but it is a fair argument, I think. And that's why this is being considered that your spending does kind of keep other teams from having the same kind of balance. There's an argument to be made that if the Dodgers weren't able to acquire every single superstar over the last 2 years, then maybe they wouldn't be this juggernaut. Like maybe they wouldn't have won the World Series last year. There's a lot of questions, right? And so this is to theoretically answer that question. Are the Dodgers really this good because of the money that they've spent, or is it something else?
I mean, also consider that the teams, those 12 teams that I listed that are under the payroll, a lot of those teams have their players poached at the end of the season by
Yes.
those big numbers, those big spender teams,
Yeah, it's sad. It almost feels like every other team is a farm league for LA, which is not how it should be. That's not how this is supposed to
or the
work.
Yankees,
Yeah.
or the Red Sox,
Yeah.
or the Padres recently.
Right. Padres lost off season. Like
Hmm.
they were making deals that nobody saw coming, and I think because secretly they have amassed all this money, and they were like, well, we might as well spend it. So yeah, it's. I think this is an interesting time to consider this, and I'm not against it, but I would be interested in hearing like diehard baseball fans' reasons for being anti it. I would love to hear kind of like an argument because hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just don't know enough about the sport since, like I said, relatively new. I think now I've been watching baseball like at least on a weekly basis for what 7 years, 7 or 8 years. So I'm still relatively green. So if somebody wants to tell me that we're like that I'm wrong for thinking that maybe it's a good idea to even the playing field, please tell me. Please inform me.
Well, right now, the way they have it is that anyone that goes over a certain limit has to pay a luxury tax
Yes,
per dollar spent. And
look at
that
that.
luxury tax then gets supposed to be invested back into these lower spending teams.
Supposed to be.
Again, supposed to be
Yes,
invested
is the
to
key
these lower
there.
spending teams.
Yeah, because it doesn't
But it
seem
doesn't
like
look like
that's
it.
actually happening.
No, it
Because
does
other,
not.
if it was, yeah, these teams wouldn't be broke. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Yes, sell
Yeah,
the teams.
all of them. That's the solution here. Those guys in with their t-shirts off. What do they call those guys? I was just talking to tarps off. I was just talking to Christy about this, and I told her it's like, oh yeah, it's called tarps off, and she's like, why? Why is it tarps? I'm like, I don't know. They're just called that. I don't know. Tarps. Anyways,
I don't know.
baseball.
Well, we can move on then into playoffs as the NBA playoffs. Well, one team is set. The Knicks have
Yes.
swept their way into the NBA Finals. Four straight games
Yes.
against Cleveland,
Mom Donnie's New
where
York strikes again.
where now they wait for LeBron to join Cleveland in one last final tour and hopefully make a playoff push. But that's just wishful thinking. But yes, the Knicks now have a very, really, really long rest because
That's
in the West, the Spurs have forced a game seven against the defending champions, the Oklahoma City Thunder. They play tomorrow as of this recording. The first game for the finals doesn't take place until Wednesday. The
nice.
Knicks
Yep.
will be off from basketball for a full week before they step on the court again.
Gonna
Well,
be a
before they
while.
play in front of a crowd again.
So get comfy, New York.
Yeah, you're gonna be pins and needles watching that game. Do you play the young Spurs or do you play the defending champions? And I think everyone outside of Oklahoma is rooting for the Spurs.
Yeah, because they've got that Wimbenyana guy, right? The
Yes.
Spurs. Yeah.
Yep. Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, everybody was talking about how weird of a body he has last week.
Oh, he's so tall.
Video game Blue Sky kept saying that he was a Dark Souls character or a Bloodborne character. One of those. I just thought that was funny.
He's just so lengthy.
Yeah.
Over in the NHL, your other uh finals, the Golden Knights have swept the Avalanche, which once again proves that winning the President's Cup means absolutely jack shit going into the playoffs. Because for the ninth straight year, the winner of the President's Cup with the best record in hockey has failed to make the finals.
Damn. Hate to see it.
Yes. Also, I mean, I also hate to see the Golden Knights make the finals, but I guess I had to choose one or the other in this case.
Yeah, guess so.
I would have chosen the other. I would have chosen the Avalanche, but here we
Yeah.
are with Golden Knights.
Oh well.
Over in the Eastern, however, the Carolina Hurricanes are looking to close out the series against the Canadians. They're up 3-1. Their next game is later tonight. Actually, no, that puck is dropping right now, isn't it? Yeah, as of for this recording, they're literally dropping right now as we are speaking.
Wow.
They are yep, there they are. They're doing the national anthems right now.
There
Game's going
they
to
are.
start, and we'll see if Carolina will face the Golden Knights.
We'll see.
Otherwise, they will try. The Canadians will try and force a game seven. They got to win the next three straight in order to beat them, and that means Vegas gets the long rest.
Yep.
All right. Oh, and then lastly, in sports, Roland Garros, French Open, tennis. It's here. They're still doing preliminary stuff, but I will keep you updated as we go reach towards the finals for that.
Got it. Okay.
But yeah, Roland Garros, the French Open is here, currently in the third round, and they're hot, hot, hot.
Hot, hot, hot.
Yep. The championship will be on June 7th. So next week when we talk, we should know who's in the finals.
Okay, good to know.
Or if not, we'll be know who's playing in the semifinals.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I just have one little tidbit, little tasty morsel. I
Mhm.
mentioned kind of as an aside, the women's professional baseball league is just a couple of months away from happening. Yeah, we get two back-to-back months of new baseball slash softball for the women. AOSL returns in July, and then August the WPBL starts. It was recently confirmed on a podcast that we will, contrary to what I assumed, be getting team names before the season starts in earnest. So when those are coming, I don't know, but within the next 2 months before the season starts, we will know the names of those teams. We already have the four cities. We just don't know the names yet.
All right.
So we'll find out. That's it.
Okay. Let's get into some TV news.
Indeed. Television news takes us to a show that you're actually going to talk about in a moment because it just wrapped up its series finale. Of course, that show is Hacks on HBO. While discussing the fifth and final season of their HBO series, Lucia Aniello, Paul W. Downs, and Jen Satsky revealed that they're planning to release a full series DVD set following the show's May 28th finale, which has happened, as the future of streaming remains precarious amid the Paramount Warner Brothers merger and other Hollywood acquisitions. Aniello said, quote, and so we're really hoping to make a Hacks DVD box set. We're trying to make that happen. That's an exclusive. Please go buy it. Not because we make any money off of it. We just want to make sure the show stays in existence for as long as DVD players exist. Quote, end quote. Although there are currently no official plans to release the box set, aka HBO itself has not said that that's happening, and Yellow wants to give fans something, quote, packed with DVD extras, unquote, and deleted scenes. This is actually something that's been a topic over the last year or so because streaming networks like Netflix are actually figuring out that there is a market for this and are releasing Blu-ray and or DVD sets. It's been happening more and more, I think, and that's a good sign for physical ownership. So hopefully, this doesn't get lost in the shuffle with the merger, and this actually happens because I'm sure there's a lot of people who would want to own the series of hacks.
Yep, with HBO more recently, the A Night of Seven Kingdoms got its
Mm.
Blu-ray box set release. Well, disc release, not really a
Yeah.
box set
Yeah.
for that, for those 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hopefully.
but yeah, I mean, it was kind of quietly like announced just through like a list, a posting, a listing saying that, hey, this is coming. Do you want to pre-order it? No, like big bombastic saying like, oh, this is here. HBO does do this. They have been known to put out box sets, 5 seasons, beloved. Hacks has won Emmys. It does
Yeah.
have the awards power behind it.
Yeah.
People want this.
Yeah. You would think.
Right now, currently, they also do if you go on HBO Max, they do a companion podcast with each episode. They've been doing it for the past 2 seasons. It'd be nice if they kind of went back and did the first, second, and third as well to put it in to this kind of Blu-ray
Yeah.
or this kind of special packaging for it. But
We'll see.
it's, I mean, I do hope they do this. And
Yeah.
we here at the Media World Podcast are big proponents of physical media.
Nice if you can get it.
Yep.
All right. Well, in the meantime, you finished Hacks, like I mentioned.
Yep.
I am an episode away.
Oh
We didn't get to
no.
the finale. We
Oh
watched
no.
the penultimate episode, which, like you said last week, felt a little finale-ish. But we didn't watch the final one, so I'm just gonna let you have this. We don't have to wait. You can just talk about it.
Oh
I don't really care
no.
about. I don't
I
care
don't
about
want to spoil.
spoilers for like a what I'm guessing is kind of an epilogue.
It's an epilogue. It's definitely a finale. It's definitely shot and feels like finality. You know how some shows they shoot the finale, but then they also like kind of leave the door open
Yeah.
in case they want to do other stuff. Not necessarily with Hacks. They've written their show. They've gone through 5 seasons. It definitely felt like, especially with the finale of Hacks, that after the third season, they could have just wrapped it up there with her special. But then they went to late night with the fourth season, and then now with the fifth season, the Madison Square Garden, the angle with the rewriting of the obituary, which is a really really smart angle and a way to do it. And so far, everything in this past season has been really really smart writing, especially from the first season, from the first episode of the season to the last. There's lots of each little Easter eggs, little hints going through, and it definitely builds upon each other. Not that they haven't done that in the past with other seasons, but they are definitely making this final season very, very special compared to the rest of them.
Yeah, as you would hope, as you would hope for a show that's ran 5 seasons.
Hmm. And
And
especially coming to the end here, it does feel like a really nice way to get your two main characters here, a way to give a proper goodbye to, as they've always done, go out on their own terms. That
mm,
they're going to strike it out. They're going to do it the way they want to do it. And definitely feels here that everyone, well, I'll say mostly, gets a happy ending, or at least a happy setup for the next chapter in their life.
that's good.
But yeah, real excited about Hacks, real excited about how it ended. Still probably won't end up on my end of the year list, just the way the stuff ends. But overall, as watching Hacks from the beginning, I've really, really enjoyed this journey over the past 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a really good season so far. I'm excited to see how they wrap it up. And yeah, I'm glad to hear that it nailed the landing, which is always the question with this.
Yep. Cool. All right. But that's not the only thing I watched.
No, you got your stand up on.
Yes.
No,
I've
well,
watched,
actually, you didn't do the stand up. To be clear, you watched somebody do stand up.
yes. Technically, I watched two. I watched Seth Meyers' Dad Man Walking, but that's from 2024.
Yeah,
So uh, that's up on HBO Max right now if you want to watch it.
it must have
But
felt semi relevant to you or something.
yeah, just something about it called to me. But I also watched Josh Johnson's new stand-up
No relation.
Symphony. As I am a fan of Josh Johnson, I like watching his stuff on YouTube every now and then. It's always a fun surprise when he comes out on The Daily Show. So I was excited to see his first stand-up special here, and it's titled Symphony because it's about his life, and and just life in general, and life is chaotic,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
sometimes life goes this way and that way, and you don't know why you're like banging the drum over here. You don't know why you're like rumming on the fence over here. You don't know why you're tapping your shoe over here to this thing or that thing. You don't know why like the chaos that is life like happens. But he does a really nice way of making it all sound great in a symphony. And that life is a symphony if you have the time and the means to look at it that way. If you look at it through a certain lens. And he has a really, really great lens that he's able to vocalize through his stand-up, which is why I really like his takes on stuff.
Yeah.
So already like a fan of him. Um, Watching Symphony, I don't know if this one made me more of a fan of him, but I really like what he did here. It definitely felt a bit more polished than what that stuff I've seen on YouTube from him. But that's because with bigger budgets, bigger directing, like shot at the Wiltern here in Los
Yep, yep,
Angeles.
yep.
And just the way he went about it and connecting everything definitely plays to like life is a symphony if you're hearing the right notes. Yeah,
Oh, that's cute.
it's a good recommend, especially
Yeah,
if you have
okay.
never heard of Josh Johnson or if you've never seen his stand-ups before.
I do remember him from a few of the modern daily shows that I've watched, but yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
And
if that's all
you
we've watched,
have you watched anything else new?
uh already talked about this. Yeah, like I talked about the Survivor finale last week, so no, not really. Nothing really new has hit our radar. It's like you said, getting to the doldrums of summer, and so a lot of shows are ending, and not a lot of shows are starting yet. So it's kind of we're in the middle right now, waiting for
Yep.
things to happen.
All
All
right.
right, let's move on to cancellations and renewals then.
What am I no longer watching?
No longer watching Spartacus, House of Asher, which was apparently a show that was on Stars for one season. It's been canceled.
Yes, was a show on Stars.
Yeah. Bye. We have one death to then to talk about as well. This was a weird one. I didn't. I was kind of shocked when I saw this. I was like, "Wow, really?" Grizz Chapman, age 52. Grizz from 30 Rock, named after his actual name, has passed. That's really sad. I don't
Yeah,
know
and
what
that's
happened there.
also fairly young.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only one that like I was like notable. Like stood out to me. Like oh, I remember that part. There's also a Claude Lemieux, but he's also an older Stanley Cup champion.
Yeah. Okay. I did also see that. Yes. Um,
Yeah, it's because I was
so
watching a lot of the hockey, so of
this
course
is
they brought it up.
this is a kind of because I don't know. I'm not a hockey person, but
Hmm.
is he related to Mario Lemieux?
Mm, I don't think so.
Is it just a coincidence that they're both hockey players and they both have the last name Lemieux?
Uh, yeah,
It is just a coincidence? Huh. Okay.
yep. Mario does not pop up under him.
Weird. All right. Anyway, let's move on into the last section of the show, which is movies. We start the movies as always with the weekend box office numbers. And man,
No.
I called this last week. I was like, I'm going to be happy if this is like 95 or something. And I was
Yes,
very, very close. Um, you were $2 million away.
yes. Which unfortunately we do not round up here.
No, we don't. This, of course, refers to your number one movie for the big weekend was Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Grogu, which made $98 million, just south of your $100 mark, which means that I win the point again this week,
One
and I'm
hundred
over
million
500.
dollar mark. Yep.
Number two, Obsession went for 31 million this week. That's at 62. Number three, Michael, 27 this week. That's at 321. The Devil Wears Prada 2 made $16 million this week. That's just south of 200 at 199. And number five, The Sheep Detectives kept rolling with $12 million this week. That's at 46. Your other debuts this past week, Passenger was at number six with only $10 million. And down at number eight, I Love Boosters only made 4.7.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
Unfortunately.
Moving into the new releases for this weekend, we have three movies coming up. First up, Power
Uh,
Ballad.
but yeah.
Or
This
four. Sorry,
is
four.
Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas, where Paul Rudd wrote a power ballad that Nick Jonas stole and took and made success off of it. Supposed to be a comedy, supposed to be a musical, supposed to be interesting, but we'll see.
We'll certainly see. Also this week, Backrooms.
This is the horror, um, thriller, sci-fi, weird movie that's based off of the YouTube clips of the Backrooms that got turned into a movie.
Okay.
Same guy who did the YouTube stuff also directed
Huh.
this.
Well, that's good. At least they got the guy.
Mhm.
Then next we have The Breadwinner.
This is Nate Bargatze in Dad Has to Be Mr. Mom. It's basically Mr. Mom.
Okay.
But you know, feel very at odds watching the preview of this of, the very, very old and tired cliche of dad doesn't know how to do anything.
Of course.
And they got Nate Bargatze to star in it.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
But also Mandy Moore is the mom. So if you want to see successful Mandy Moore,
Do I?
it also says Colin Jost is in this. So if you want to
Sure.
see Colin Jost, who I assume had a hand in writing this because he is also not the breadwinner in his household.
You may have been able to offer some tips to the script. Yeah. Anyways. Then lastly, we have something called Pressure.
This is your World War II movie. This one stars Brendan Fraser. Um, it's here. I just see big posters for it. But yeah, if you want World War II, Pressure is out there.
All right. We'll move on to movie news next. And
No, no, we don't. We got to pick something for number one next week.
Oh, do we though? It's just gonna be Star Wars again.
You think Mando's gonna roll? Okay, it's gonna be over
Yeah.
50 million.
Yes.
Do you think nothing's gonna make over 50 million?
I think it can. I don't think anything else will. Yeah, if that's what you're asking. I don't think any of those four movies are strong enough.
Okay,
So
I
no,
mean, I want to say Backrooms, but that's because I want to root for Backrooms.
I don't think so. I think it's Star Wars again, and do I think yeah, let's leave it at 50 then, and I want to take the over.
Okay,
I think that's what I'll do this week.
all right. All right, I'll take the under. I also kind of want to root
All
for the
right.
Backrooms.
You could do that
I
if you
could do
don't
that.
want
I
to
don't
take
know if it'll
Star
make
Wars. You
50
could do
million.
that, and then that we could just do. I could just say yeah,
Well,
Star
if I'm
Wars.
going to lose, I'm going to lose backing the horse that I want to back.
All
So I'm
right,
going to put
okay,
it
okay,
Backrooms.
easy. So
I'm
if
going to back the Backrooms.
Grogu rolls off,
If I'm going to lose here at 50,
all right. Grogu when like rolls over, I just win. Okay, that works.
yes,
That works too.
probably.
All right. Now we can move on to movie news. And there was a segue, which is that one of these movies that have recently come out, your number two on the box office list this week, Obsession, turns out that that director is now a hot commodity. According to sources, one studio so hot to work with Obsession director Curry Barker, great name, that it attempted to make a preemptive offer of $10 million for Barker's next original project, sight unseen. Attempted is the word, as sources tell the Hollywood Reporter, that based on a deal made before Obsession's release via Universal Pictures' specialty arm Focus Features, has the right of first negotiations to the filmmaker's next original feature. Made for only $750,000 and then picked up by Focus at the Toronto International Film Festival for $15 million, Obsession grossed $17.1 million domestically, as we mentioned, in the opening weekend. Our number was higher because it was the full 5 day total for Memorial Day.
Mhm.
Barker has already shot his next film for Focus, Anything But Ghosts, and is in the editing phase. And he recently closed a deal to write and direct Texas Chainsaw Massacre for A24. Do you think this is warranted? Or are studios just really desperate for new talent?
I think this goes hand in hand with something we've seen over these past 5 months, and something that I know it's very early. I'm going to pitch for Story of the Year for 2026, and that's content creators, being handed the reins. Because we're seeing it here with Obsession, where Curry Barker was making shorts on YouTube, given the reins of $750,000 project, and made millions off of it. We've seen Markiplier do it with Iron Lung
Yep.
and made millions from it. Even this upcoming weekend, we have The Backrooms, started as a YouTube series, gonna make millions at the box office. I think it's a recurring thing where studios have more or less kind of starting to push out that old guard of old way of thinking of doing Hollywood and looking for that bright, that young, that new, that hungry talent from other places, from content creators, and giving them a shot, giving them these low budget films through low budgets of their arms, like Focus Features, to make money, to make content, to tell their stories. I think
Mhm.
this is a new shift in Hollywood that we're starting to see.
Yeah, I mean, every generation kind of has the gateway into the business. That just seems to be what it is now, for better or for worse. Yeah, it is interesting that this seems to be a continuing trend. So I guess if you're young out there, try to get ahead of whatever the next thing is, whatever that might be.
And don't say AI. AI is not the next thing.
Yeah, hopefully no. All right. Yeah, the other alternate TV story you could have run with is that thing that is it Amazon? Was it Amazon that's running those like shorts or like animated things, and then like it's like chaos right now because the creators of those things are like some of them are saying that they didn't even agree on it.
I haven't seen that. It might be Amazon. I would believe it's Amazon.
It sounds like Amazon. Anyway, yeah, so it's already a mess. So yeah, that's only going to get worse too. All right. Did you watch any movies this week?
Nope, nothing long enough to keep my attention.
All right. Fair enough.
I do like kind of want to see the Backrooms this weekend, but
Okay.
I'm still also supposed to see Mandalorian Grogu at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, we are behind in 2026 with new movies, I will say, but that's okay. We'll catch up. We always do.
I have stuff coming in the summer that I will be catching up on, stuff I'll be seeing beforehand,
Yes.
so we can
We'll
talk
get
about them the same week they come out.
we'll get there very soon. So stay tuned. But in the meantime, thank you for listening to the Media Boat Podcast. That will do it for this show. If you want to see it in video form, you can go to YouTube, search Media Boat Podcast to find our channel. You can like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications when new videos go live. You can also find us in audio form on audio podcast services if you search Media Boat Podcast on there. You can find us on the web. We're on Blue Sky. Search MediaBoat to find us there. Twitch.tv/MediaBoat is where you can find Mike occasionally streaming some Lego Batman. I believe you're still streaming that
Mhm.
on and off. And then lastly, if you have any questions, comments, feedback about the show, you can email us at mediaboatpodcast@gmail.com and we'll read those emails on the show. All right. Stay tuned for next week. We'll be back with a new show with plenty of new news and thoughts, including maybe some Friday night video game updates if Summer Game Fest stuff happens on Friday. I'm actually not sure. But if it doesn't, we will have that big explosion of news the following week. So stay tuned for that. But we'll still have a show for you next week where all sorts of stuff we'll talk about.
Well, I mean, Summer Games Fest technically starts on June 5th.
Hmm.
So yeah, that is that Friday.
So yeah, so maybe we'll have some news breaking, but most of it
Either
will be
way,
the
we'll be
following
back
week.
next week with more news, more thoughts, and more of us.
It's true.
All right,
All
bye.
right, bye.